Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm back to Dharma is not hard. You are. So, I've had an idea what Dharma is. Essentially what you're supposed to do in life. You know, if you're a soldier, you need to play the soldier. If you're a father, you need to play a father. But I've had other things as well. So I'm kind of curious as to how he interprets it.
You shouldn't read this book and say, I don't understand, I get a headache. I don't understand this, I don't understand, I don't blah, 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 I don't understand, and complain. You shouldn't. You should, in fact, look at it another way. This is the depth of Lord Buddha's teachings. Some other faiths do not teach you the method to overcome anger, hatred, jealousy, desire, ignorance. They just tell you in their tenets, don't be angry. Forgive when they hurt you. When they steal from you, give. Practice patience when people are angry at you. And it stops there. And people worship these words and these books and these tenets and these kind of papers a lot. But you see, those types of faiths only give you the end of the road. They don't tell you how to get there. Whereas a Buddhistic practice such as this in the meaning of life, it actually tells you how to get there minutely, and before it gives you instructions on how to get to the end of the road, to be compassionate, gentle, kind, loving, etc. It tells you how to develop those qualities by telling you the knowledge. And the knowledge is told to you by people who practice it, who definitely have those attainments. So people with those attainments receive those from another person who has attainments and practice it. And they can teach you. And it's so complicated. In fact, when you see how complicated one of this is, you should in fact take refuge in Buddha's teachings even more. Why? It's scientific. It's logical. It's concise. It's clear. It's direct. And there's no room for doubt. And there's no blind faith in this book at all. Not one iota of blind faith. You have met the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa, who give you this type of teachings that is not just follow, if you don't go to hell. Do, how to do, don't know. Give, why, don't know. And then at the end of that, a promise of heaven. So in fact, when you find the Buddha's teachings are incredibly complex and difficult and hard and very, very detailed and extremely scientific, this is telling you the quality of Buddha's mind and how it operates. And that's who you're taking refuge in. That's who you're taking refuge in. Someone who can speak about this. And for us, we read it, we're just think about it. But His Holiness can give 3 days of discourse on this in detail. His Holiness. Don't even call Dalai Lama. His Holiness. I have a different title. HL. Tsem, but don't ask me what. Something like His Laziness. But never mind, at least I got a His one. Switch to L later on. Maybe I can buy my title. What do you think? Now, this fella here taught all this that you can't even grasp. What's the difference between this knowledge that you can't grasp, that you find so complicated and so deep and so hard, compared to a subject in the university like biochemistry and all that? Chemical engineering, forget it, like here I run. Trigonometry. What makes that so thick? Psychology. Have you guys taken psychology? No, if you do, make sure you have someone who do your reports for you and read up for you, because not me, thank you very much. Those subjects are so hard, and yet people can spend so much time and energy, 8 to 10 years to get their PhD. And they spend 30 to 35 years of their short-lived life, and a lot of money for PhD they can spend for their house, spend for their car, spend for their travel, spend for their room accommodations, spend for their school fees. They can spend everything, and they can spend it for years. But if it's for Dharma or charity, don't got that. Don't got. Not logical to me. So my point is what? People can spend that much years and time on this knowledge, just biochemistry, bioengineering. How many years does that knowledge benefit you? How many years? By the time you reach 50, you're like Henry already, like this with your glasses when you're reading what? If you get some disease that's degenerative, that's it. Whatever professor this, professor that, they put it on your gravestone, professor. How many years can you use that knowledge? And that knowledge only contains one small branch of learning on this planet that's going to be blown away at the end of time anyway. But this knowledge and the time you spend on this will carry forth your whole life now to make you a very happy person. Change the situation around you. Really change. Really changed.
I'll say I don't like how he's saying this. It's obviously it's nice to have both. Some prioritize things over another. When he says, "How long is this knowledge good for?" Well, if they're going to get a job on it, it's going to be good for the rest of their lives. It's going to get them that job. Now, whether it's good for the job or not, that's going to be a different story. But you kind of have to work to have food and shelter and water and whatnot. But at the same time, I'd rather have conjunction, your job and this, instead of like I guess an all for nothing. It's like you don't even bother with college and PhD. Study this only. Oh, and the reason why I moved my the headset like this because it's very tingy or something's irritating my ears. Hopefully, it's not affecting you guys too bad. But I don't like this or that. It's a bit of a combination. You need generally speaking, you need good education to get into those chemical engineering type jobs. There's no way around it. And there's going to be a lot of other jobs where you don't need a college degree for, where you need like a what do you call those things? I forget what they're called. But they're essentially, there's a school where they teach you how to do something. Welding is a good one, and there's apparently a lot of jobs out there, and they pay a lot of money. You just go to school for welding; they'll teach you how to weld, and then you go look for a job that deals welding, and they pay a lot of money, especially if you know how to weld really good. Because not a lot of people. You look at people today; not a lot of people are going to college to weld. So vocational skills? No, maybe something like that. But So I just thought of that word, vocational college. I think that's the right word. I'm not sure, but anyways, a lot of people going to college and doing the stereotypical thing: nursing, computer science, lawyer, chemical engineer, or whatever these things. But no one really thinks about, say, like things, welding being one. I won't say sewage workers, but something along those lines, like dealing with the water in the sewage system, and which actually is a college operated thing. Hopefully you can still hear me, the mic's way up there. But there are just certain other things that you don't need an education for, but you do need training for, because it's very, I'd say, manual labor intense, and not a lot of people are going for that. And those jobs right now are like, because not so many people are going into it, there's high demand for it. So if you do it, you're guaranteed a job and probably a six-figure salary, just because there's not a lot of people going into it. So just to go into this again, it's a matter of finding a balance of both. Obviously, you need to get a job. That is without a doubt. Again, Osho says that these things are for the rich. I won't say rich, but those who are well off. That who can have time for this. I think Sadhguru kinda says that. I can't quite remember. He says something along those lines. I don't know if it's saying it's for the poor, but I do believe all of them. I do believe most of them. Let me put it that way. Most of them believe that everyone should be into this, but of course, I think everyone understands that you need to have money too. That being, once you got your food, water, and shelter taken care of, then you can worry about this. If you're starving or you're dying of thirst or you don't have shelter, those three has to be your priority first. Survival.
Even physically not changed by your perspective, it changed. You don't suffer. And this knowledge, if you choose to be a Buddhist, some of us in this room are. If you choose to be a Buddhist, this knowledge will carry you into your next life, and your next life, and your next life, and your next life. You will come back a supreme being. Worshipped, praised, respected by others. Great appearance, great speech, great motivation, great mind, and anywhere you go, whether you have a degree or not, you will be able to achieve what you want to achieve.
Well, that'll be the good thing. I like the first word it said to be worshipped. That's weird. I'm assuming to be looked up upon, like as an inspiration. That's a bit of a different story, but to be worshipped.
Why? You have the qualities that are fundamental to make it, the 6 paramitas. The knowledge we go for school is something that people don't have a higher thing to do, so they do that. They don't have anything higher. People say education is good. It is good. It is good. It itself is not good. And that only is your source of happiness? No. No. That means every single educated person with a degree is fabulous and wonderful and caring and sharing and loving and very open-minded and very unselfish. I don't think so. In fact, His Holiness says in his video on compassion that sometimes education becomes a major obstacle for our development as a human being. So, this knowledge that you spend time on, and I love His Holiness on page 34, he says like this.
Okay, before he says that, I mean, he's not lying about that part, because people who probably have this higher education gets "I am better than you" kind of attitude, like they're supreme or just better than you, which is really crazy. So, yes, of course, if things are taken the wrong way, it can be bad, and I don't necessarily know if people out there are going, "I got a PhD, therefore I'm better than you." There are some, though. There are some. But I just don't know how many. I don't know if it's a lot. It doesn't seem like it.
So keep your mind on the topics being discussed. Listen with a pure motivation, without sleep. I love it, page 34. Even His Holiness has got people sleeping on him. I feel better. I feel wonderful. When I read that, I highlighted in yellow, look. Even the Dalai Lama got people sleeping on him, dozing away. So he says here, without sleep. I said, okay, I'm holy. What do you think about that? Nothing more irritating than looking out in the crowd and you're talking away and, how many years you took to learn the Dharma? How much effort you came to come here? How much time you put into building a temple? How much effort and meetings you had with committee and people to put air conditioning and set a system up? And then how much effort it was even to put out the cushions and lay out the flowers and turn the place on and get it ready so people can walk in and give a teaching and they sit there like, let me tell you, if it wasn't for the 6 paramitas, I showed them something else. Only 5, though. The 5 paramitas.
I mean, it's really weird how he presents this stuff. Like, I like the way Sadhguru says it, where when people, I hate to compare them, but it's just really, I don't know. Talking about compassion and everything, and when they come, it's like, I did all this effort and you're just gonna come sleep in here? It's like, well, that's not the way you should really look at it. It's like, you did all this because you chose to. You don't need to have all. I don't think so in terms of worshiping, but I know Sadhguru and Swami Sarvarpiyananda talks about how whenever they preach, people are sleeping and stuff. And I mean, you're not hating on the person because they fall asleep. I mean, maybe they're bored, maybe they're tired. They're the one who's missing out on something if they fall asleep during a lecture. I think a little bit of compassion would be okay with that.
They don't think about that. So, people who enthusiastically attend the Dharma are unhappy to attend the Dharma things. They're not good. They're trying to be good. People who unenthusiastically don't want to attend or try to avoid or don't want to, they're not bad. They're trying to be good too. All in it on one's level of ignorance. One's level of ignorance. So, when you see this much knowledge, this much incredible diversity in knowledge that is pure knowledge, is not even scholastic. It is not just talking about something on and on, like theories. It's not even talking about like some play or some theater, and they write comments and they write thousands of pages of literature on this play the Nutcracker or whatever, Shakespeare, and it goes on and centuries on, and they debate about it, they have Shakespearean clubs. I sit there going, what do you get from that? And yet they can spend that much time and energy. That much time and energy. Why? Ignorance. 2 types of ignorance, as Holden says. One is wrong imputation of the mode of existence of phenomenon. Number 2 is by wrong knowledge. When people give us wrong knowledge, when we follow a wrong religion, when we follow wrong people, when we follow wrong teachers, when we follow wrong knowledge, then we base our practice on wrong knowledge. And many people here, when they hear some rumor, they say, oh, I heard that, bye-bye, see you later, bye Guru, bye Dharma, bye, they give the altar back, they give everything back. Immediately by rumor, they run off. By wrong knowledge, they create ignorance in their mind. Some people follow wrong teachers. Teachers that teach funny things, say funny things, not logical, mystical, you cannot meet, you cannot see, you never hear, you have to visualize. All you can do is visualize. And whatever they teach, we follow. When we follow, no result. Why no result? We have to check if the 6 parameters are growing. We have to check. So ignorance that arises from wrong knowledge, or wrong teachers, or wrong bases, or wrong conceptions, conceptual ignorance, is also very detrimental. A wrong conceptual ignorance is able to repair much faster and easier than imputed ignorance. Much more difficult to repair. Because imputation or imputed ignorance based on wrong imputation is very deep-seated, and it goes on for many aeons. And it's with us in life after life after life. So when we see these vast corpus of teachings, when we see these vast corpus of knowledge, in fact, instead of being shy or scared or run away, we should in fact develop greater faith by changing our perspective, by really trusting the Buddha's teachings. And you know how that affects us? When we really trust the Buddha's teachings, and then all the things that we found difficult to do, you will see it melt away. Why? Born from knowledge, born from logic, born from contemplation, arises faith. And faith will help us even in situations when we don't understand the situation, because if the Buddha's Dharma says don't or do, we do it based on faith. And that faith is arisen from another knowledge we have gained. So when we are able to be generous, it can arise from faith. If we're able to be patient, it can arise from faith and not knowledge. If we're enthusiastic and not lazy, it can arise from faith. Why can it arise on faith? If we take the time to develop faith, then faith will arise. And how do we develop it? We can examine our teachers. We can examine our teachers' teachers. We can examine the great structures such as Gandhin and how they operate. We can examine other Dharma brothers and sisters who do so much work unselfishly so that we can just waltz in and have the Dharma. We can look at generous sponsors who, instead of keeping money for themselves and for their betterment, they can give money for the Dharma so that other people can gain. Then people say, oh, I don't want to do Dharma work because it's dangerous. It's not dangerous. You make it dangerous. You make yourself in danger anywhere you go because it's your own attitude. Oh, I don't want to work for Dharma. I'm scared. I collect back karma. No. You collect back karma on your own before you met Dharma. Hello? Before you met Dharma, you're doing fabulous collecting back karma. After you met the Dharma, it's that Dharma tells you what's right and wrong, and you're a little more conscious and scared. And you know. But before Dharma, you were collecting a lot of back karma on your own. Doing a great job. You don't need any help. We should paint a tanka of you, make offerings to you. That's right. So don't say, oh, if I'm in Dharma, I collect a lot of bad karma, I can't do this, I can't do that. Lame, tired, ignorant excuse. Dharma's so hard. I hear that all the time. I can't push myself. That's the way I am. It's so difficult. It's not Dharma that's difficult. You're difficult. Dharma doesn't make anything difficult for you. When you tell people Dharma is difficult, automatically anybody who knows Dharma look at you and say, "Oh, mommy, come home." People not in Dharma, they say, "Either way, Dharma is stupid one." And the people on your level, they yell, "Dharma very hard, but let's run away and let's go hang out at home and pick our nose, eat a pizza, and oh, mommy, come home, watch TV, and we'll be a Buddha, 20 billion aeons later." Yeah. So when you tell people Dharma makes your life hard, Dharma makes your finances hard, Dharma makes your mind difficult, Dharma takes your time away, Dharma takes too much time, I am very sorry. You are wrong. If you spend money for the Dharma, you get the benefit now and in the future. Read the book. If you spend your time and energy in the Dharma, you get the benefit now and later. If you fight your mind in accordance with the Dharma, you get the benefit. So if you say Dharma is hard, you're wrong. Dharma is not hard. You're hard. The harder the Dharma is the harder you are. If you have to stay awake during Dharma talk and you find it difficult, test yourself. No joke, no criticism. Test yourself. If you're watching a movie the whole night, some fashion show or some movie or some whatever that you like, are you wide awake? I've tested my friends. I've gone to the movie with people up to 3, 4 a.m. When it's a movie they like. Someone will finish, they go, "Gamua." Dharma talk, they're sleepy. There's no criticism. That's how you check your mind. That's how your mind tricks you to make you feel Dharma is hard. When we feel despondent, when we feel disappointed, and when we feel down about Dharma or Dharma people, it's a good sign. Why is that a good sign? Because your mind is healing. It's debating, it's thinking, it's going through, and it's comparing. Because a lot of things that you see, it challenges you to change. So your fear of change makes you scared, depressed, lazy, despondent, don't want to be involved, want to go away. Why? You're afraid your happiness is being taken away or challenged. That's wrong. When you're feeling depressed and down, when you feel loss of faith or confidence, it's a very good sign. And you should not hold on to it. You don't make it more, you don't make it less. You let it pass, you observe it, like every other emotion. I mean, some of you are married to husbands and wives, and you think, "I want to divorce, 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 divorce." And then when you let it pass, okay. Sometimes you're in a job, "I want to get out of here, get out of here, get out of here." When you're there for a few months, 1 year, 2 years, okay, I stay, I like it. People, food, even some food you eat, like, ugh. Then after a while, say, "Oh, I like more." Anyways, when you feel down and lazy and despondent, what's despondent? When you feel despondent,
当你觉得心情很绝望，
depressed,
然后很沮丧，
no hope,
没有希望的时候，
and as a result, laziness,
然后造成心
lack of enthusiasm,
没有热情，
it's a good sign.
这是一个好的现象。
Definitely it's a good sign. It's because I felt that when I was in America. I told some of you guys who know me, I gave a practice in sadhana, a couple of times. I'll see you later. Like I told some of you when I was in America, I had a great altar. You can see the picture of it in my book if it ever comes out. I covered it several times. And I said, I'm not praying to you guys. I don't get any results. I'm poor and I'm having difficult problems and all that stuff. I stopped praying. After a few days, I opened up, say hello, and changed my mind. And I actually go, are you guys still my friends? They're still smiling at me. Tara's still smiling. Shakyamuni's still smiling. Vajapani's still pissed off. Setup is still unhappy. Whatever. But it's all the same. And when I go back to my guru, say, oh, welcome back. I'm like, oh, it's healthy. You know why? When in our life have we not felt depressed or down or disillusioned
缺乏希望，
about anything in our life? When? We felt disillusioned, depressed, regretful about our wife, about our husband, about our children, about our dog, about our friends, about our flatmate, about our jobs, about the way we look, about the clothes we bought, the trip we went, the people we're hanging out with. We felt like that many times. What difference does it make? It's our mind doing it again. It's our mind doing it again. How many times have we made commitments in the past and broke it? Don't want. We make so many commitments. We want to do this, we want to buy this, we don't want to buy. We want to buy, don't want to buy, don't want to buy, don't want to buy. When it comes to food, buy a lot. How many times? So when we go to Dharma store and we book a statue, we say we're going to buy it, we never pay, we just disappear, see you later, and someone else buys it. What else is new? That's what we've been doing. Yes, so if you feel despondent, and you feel lazy, and you feel down, and you don't feel enthusiastic, daily, weekly, some people it's maybe once a year, twice a year, some people it's monthly, sometimes weekly, it's a good sign. Do you know why it's a good sign? Let me tell you why. The Dharma blessings is going in. Your Guru's words are penetrating. You know why you're happy? You're afraid your happiness is going to be taken away. Your idea of happiness, not real happiness, is going to be taken away. And you're being challenged. And when you reach a point where you're going to the next step, listen carefully. This happens in deep retreats. When you're going to the next step, to the next attainment, a lot more obstacles come out. A lot. There are even people in retreat, they give up retreat, and they throw their malas in a retreat and they run. They say, I'm not going to do it. Then after they recover, they're okay. With some pujas and some meditation, they're okay. Oh yes, there are people like that. It's nothing. There's nothing. So when we feel like that, we should actually be happy, look at it, watch our mind and say, what else is new? This is what we do with everything in our life. Everything. Everything in life. So it's just added to the list.
You know, there's a lot of that going around lately, especially what I'm observing around here. Strangely, in a little bit of a different sense, though, that a lot of things in America are instantaneous, even, you know, what you want to watch and whatnot. I remember a time whenever you want to watch a show, there'll be like a few minutes of commercials, and then their show comes back on. You have YouTube now, you have worst case scenario, like 15 seconds of unskippable unskippable ads. Or you have, you know, an unskippable ad and then a skippable ad right afterwards, and that's pretty terrifying, or pretty long already. Like, oh god, I have to do this. It's kind of like, it's just this expectation of, you know, things should be easy, things should be quick, you shouldn't have to wait for anything. It should be the way you want it as well. And that's what I'm kind of understanding from him, is the fact that, you know, it's I give up, or something along those lines. You know, I give up on this or that, or it shouldn't be this hard, or it should do this for me, and it's just getting worse. I mean, for the most part, and I'm guessing this is just happening in developed areas. You're becoming more lazy because things are getting easier, and we're adjusting to it.
And this shows us not the Dharma is good or bad, or our children is good or bad, or our husband and wife is good or bad. It doesn't show that. It shows our mind and its level. So when that happens, contrary to what you should think, you should be happy. Let your mind rest. Don't think too much. Recite some light mantras. Watch TV. And just relax. It will pass. That's what I did. That's what Geshe Tsurim Gyaltsen told me to do when I was in LA. And that happened to me, gone into a couple of times. Severe depression, so that's it. I actually packed up my bags and ran away to Hubli. I know, confessions from a monastery, okay. I actually packed up my bags about 2 times and ran away to Hubli and locked myself in a hotel. They came and found me. They were at the door, they're like... And I was in that fault. I said, go away! Nobody here! Go away! Trying to speak Hindi, they say, it's you, Imiti, open the door! And I got all kinds of tricks to get people away. Yeah, I did that twice. And then the second time I did that, Kensunji sent people to look for me. I stayed in another hotel. I stayed in this hotel called Shringar Hotel. Because I used to stay in Nataraj, I stayed in Shringar. They couldn't find me for 2-3 days because I switched different hotels. Because I was planning to get my ticket, run away to Delhi, and from there I don't know where. I was thinking somewhere in the blue-green pastures where there's no Dharma, no gurus, no statues, no practice, no meditation, no retreat, no telling me I'm a bad person. Just run away someplace that I could be happy with myself. That's what I was thinking at that time. Does that sound logical? Anyway, I was switching hotels. There was 3 hotels. Natara, Srinagar, there's one more. I can't remember that hotel's name. So I switched. And it was becoming dangerous because there were more monks. She was sending more monks to look for me. So I'm not kidding, it's a small town. It was all over. So if I go this way, and then some more, the rickshaw driver I used, his name is James. He knows all the monks. So they cornered him. You better tell us where Guruji is. And he's like, I don't know. know? They said, we know you know. And then they asked the store people, they asked the restaurant people, did he come here to eat? Did he come here? Did his driver come here? Did he buy? They said, yeah, we saw him. He went that way. They went that way. Oh, they went all over. They tracked me down.
Jeez. Is that really a thing that's done? I mean, why chase him down? It's really kind of weird. I mean, let the person choose. You know, if he chooses to, be ignorant for however many millennia, then let it so be it. I don't believe in forcing people to do these kind of things. You hope that you can change their mind and do some of it at the very least. You know, you want the best for people, but forcing them to do it's not really the way to do it.
Finally, they found me at Streetcar Hotel. I was locked in there with my towel and everything, and I was packing to, I couldn't even go to the train station to get my ticket. I'm not kidding. Everywhere there were monks looking for me. And part of me was like, smell, I'm important too. But a bigger part of me was, I wanted to get away. It's so hard to study. It's so hard to follow the disciplines. I don't want to give up being a monk, no. Just a monastery. It was so hard. And I realized what it was. And so Ken Surnji sent his messenger and said to me, if I don't come back tonight, he himself personally will come to Hubli to bring me back. So when I heard that, I dare not already. I went back. Why? That is very bad. To have your guru come down and beg you to come back. To have your guru come and tell you, please come back and beg you, and make Ken Surnji come for a 1-hour journey to Hubli to see me. You see, even though I was like depressed, despondent, I want to give up, deep down inside, I had deep respect for my guru. I did not. So when he said that, I went back. When I went back there, I thought I'm going to get a big song and dance about how bad I am, purification practice, 35 confessional Buddhas, all that stuff. He said to me, okay, go downstairs, have a nice meal, take a bath, and relax. I said, that's it? He said, yes. He said, relax your mind. And that's what I did. He never talked about it again. The second time, never said anything. Not because he was afraid, because Ken Surnji is well known for scolding. Well known for scolding students. Let me tell you, he'll scream. I got screamed at many times. I just visualize his Dakini songs. Yeah.
Did he say, it said scream down there. I'm assuming he's saying that he got screamed at many times? Is this something that normally happens too? It doesn't seem like it, honestly. It's really weird. But then again, I don't know. I don't know how common, I guess, Tibetan Buddhism is in certain areas, but is this a thing that happens? I seriously doubt it. But maybe it did for him. I wouldn't see why he would lie. Maybe he's exaggerating a little bit. But still, it's weird to get angry. Because you could say that maybe he's passionate to students about becoming enlightened, but anger is not the way, though, I don't believe.
It is, and I realized that's my mind. So when we experience this, don't worry. Dharma students to help Dharma students. That's what my monk friends did. They all helped me. They came and said, how are you? They brought me food. They didn't talk about anything. They just let it go on. Why? There's nothing to talk about. We go through this. It's like having a flu. Hey, how's your flu? What you get? What you take? Who cares? Just let it pass. So Dharma students should support Dharma students with love and care and understanding. And never let one Dharma student just pass away. We must call them, SMS them, and see them, and show them love and care. We must always do that. Why? We go up and down, up and down. It's normal. It's normal. When we feel down and depressed, we let our mind rest and relax. We don't want to do Dharma anymore. We don't want to help. We don't want to do anything anymore. We don't want to pray. We don't want to sponsor. We don't want to prostrate. It's okay. Just say to your mind, it's okay. Why? Because our good quality will come up again. The very first reasons why we help, we pray, we sponsor, we took refuge, we go to the center, those qualities are still in us. They will come out again. They will definitely come out again. So just relax. That's for general people. I'm not talking about controlled, scary, monster, angry freaks who for 6, 7, 8 years go on and on and on with their anger. They never change. Those people, there's a different kettle of fish. Completely different. You don't apply that. Just normal people like some of you and me. Did you hear that? Normal people like some of you, some, and me. It's alright. I know it's not embarrassing. Big fat Rinpoche sitting on the throne used to run away to Hubei and be a big crybaby. Oh, confessions of a monastic. Oh, never mind, whatever. Look. I'm not embarrassed. Why? Why should I be? I'm not trying to pretend to be a Buddha. They told me I'm a Rinpoche. I told them, are you sure? In fact, after they announced I'm a Rinpoche and they enthroned me, you know, I didn't like it because there was so much protocol. Can't go out without attendance, cannot do this, cannot dress that, cannot go here, cannot this, act like that, to learn the rituals, put you on the throne in the middle of the monastery, you gotta ring the bell, everybody's looking at you, you mess up, they're like, I'm a Rinpoche, you can't laugh, you know. They're like, they laugh even louder. I had one little Rinpoche, a little Nazi, one small one, when some girls were making fun of him, he said, you can't make fun of me, I'm Yamataka, I'm in examination. That we call him Yamataka. That's right, he said, you can't say that to me, you know? You can't tease me, I'm a Rinpoche. They say, oh, big deal, you gotta prove you're a Rinpoche. You can't say that. They said, prove it. He said, I'm an emanation of Yamataka. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, brother. I said, come here, Yamataka, slap. That's right, Yamata's got 34 arms. I didn't get 34 slaps back. I slapped that Yamataka. Slap. 9 slaps for each of his face. Slap. 9 faces, what? After that, I said, are you Yamataka? He says, no. That's right. So I don't presume to be Yamataka, or I don't presume to be Hiruka, or Vajrayana, or Buddha. I presume to be a monastic with my faults and problems. But maybe my previous life I practiced a little bit more than some of you people. Some, maybe. So I have more enthusiasm. But I don't presume. So when I get depressed, I get down, it's okay. Last time I was embarrassed, this time I'm not. Oh, there's more things. There's more details I'm not going to write. I did some attention things, you know. I showed one of my students, I'm so depressed I showed him a razor blade. He went, oh, you're not going to do that, are you? And I was like, I didn't say yes or no, I let him think it. I needed some attention. I needed someone to tell me that I'm important. That I matter too. And I got it. But you know, I did that once or twice, I didn't do it too many. If you do this smell thing that you're very important all the time, after a while people don't want to smell, bye-bye. You can't keep forcing people to recognize you're important and get attention. You can't. It finishes. After a while, people don't want to give you attention. You give me aspirin. After a while, or Panadol, people are not going to give you attention. You'll run out. People are not going to entertain you anymore. People are not going to listen to you anymore. People are not going to believe you anymore. People are not going to have confidence or do things with you anymore. Not because they don't like you. Not because they want to hurt you. Because they don't trust you, and every time you're involved, you mess up everything.
It's really weird that it's asking for attention in all of this. Perhaps this was in his younger days, I believe, even though he's pretty young here. But it seems like because of this, I guess, either his guru or the people around him are telling him he's the reincarnation of this person, I believe it is, if I'm understanding it correctly. That he has this, perhaps this ego that's growing in him, that he needs reinforced by seeing other people say that he is important, by getting attention. Really strange, but I mean, I get it. When you're young and probably still ignorant, then you would have these things. It makes sense. Just really weird to hear that, but again, you know, we're all young once. We're all young and dumb once. And probably
so they don't want to get involved with you anymore, not because they hate you, because you've done it so many times that if they want to start something new and move on, they can't because you keep dragging people down. So that's what we need to know. That's what we need to know. Compassion isn't stupidity. So when we're feeling down and we're feeling unhappy, it's okay. It is all right. Why is it all right? We felt like that about many, 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 many things. Many times. Let it pass. Make offerings on our altar happily. We don't feel like making it, no problem. No problem at all. So, when you find it difficult for Dharma, when you find it difficult to understand, different perspective. How incredible the mind of Buddha is. How incredible the followers of Buddha is, like the Dalai Lama, Sri Sovereignty, how incredible. Where they can teach us things that's so difficult to understand and even more harder to do. But they do it. They understand it. Doesn't that tell me that there is something higher than me? So if there is something higher than me, listen carefully, use inferential logic again. If there is something higher than me, and the higher than me tells me to do this, and I can't, then I should push myself to do it. Because if this higher than me knows more on that, they must know more on this also. Because we can't be selective on what they know and don't know. What we like, they know, we follow. What we don't like, we don't follow. They don't know. Or we pretend. That won't get us progress. That won't get us progress in school. That won't get progress in our marriage, in our house, in our friendship, in our life. It won't get us progress. We can't be selective. So that's very logical. You have to think about it.
Okay, so far what I got so far with this was the fact that if there's something that you're trying to do, especially into his teachings, you must push yourself and don't give up. Because if you have this, it seems like if you have this doubt, you should be grateful for it. But you should push yourself past it. If I'm understanding what he's saying correctly, let me know. Which I don't necessarily disagree, yes. You should, if there's something that's very important to you, you should push yourself a little bit. Understand that we do have limitations, but a lot of us don't even push ourselves past the past trying. That limitation, just trying, just pushing past trying is really what a lot of people don't really go past. And so pushing past your, even say, your bottom limitation, not a lot of people are going past that. People are trying to get, I have to try, I give up. I'm not saying everyone, of course. It just seems like that's a growing trend going around. It's really kind of bad. What else? It's really strange about a lot of things he talks about, how they were chasing him, in a sense. Is that really a thing? I'm guessing it's true for him, but is that normal for, I guess, perhaps his type of Buddhism, or maybe even other Indian philosophies? What else was there? And I guess talking about his perhaps slightly younger days, where he never said it, which I'm pretty amazed. When he talks about how he wanted the attention, needed the attention, and he didn't say that I had this ego that I wanted to inflate, which is not good. You don't want to. And then he talks about how if you're reincarnated later on, that the first thing he says is you're worshipped. I'm like, maybe I get what he's trying to say in terms of, like, if Sri Ramakrishna or Buddha was reincarnated, that people would probably worship them, whether they want to or not. But maybe he's talking about in that terms, but I still that would be not one of the things I'd want at all. Appreciated, understood, followed, sure. Followed in terms of the teachings, and that's of course if people are willing, but worship is just no, because again I'm not religious, and worship is very tied to religion, so worship, absolutely not. No. Anyways, this is my reaction to Dharma. It's not hard, you are. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.